How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Dog and Pony Show Part 2, that is the impeachment trial. It's on yet again. Rather than be worried about the stimulus money and minimum wage, things that they promised you, things you probably shouldn't have anyway, but that's a different story. Rather than be worried about that, we're worried about the whole impeachment kerfuffle, okay? So we're going to go out there, do the dopey walk, and go down this road yet again for yet another Dog and Pony show. Now, they kicked off this whole thing with the impeachment manager by the name of Jimmy Raskin with a crazy ball spot. He was talking about afro in the front, bald head slick in the back, but different story, I digress. This guy's going on there giving crocodile tears, talking about, oh, my daughter didn't want to go back to the Capitol. I did not see all those tears for the kids that got shot and killed during the Black Lives Matter riots, but I'll move on. He's out there presenting video of what happened on January 6th as evidence against Trump to, have senators vote in favor of impeachment. Now, I'm not sure how he's going to get anybody to vote for it because Rand Paul already pretty much killed this whole thing, because back a few days ago, whenever it was, he held a vote to see if the whole thing was constitutional to begin with. And 45 senators said that it was not constitutional, all Republicans. And you got to get 17 of 50 Republicans to vote with all Democrats to say that we're going to convict Trump on this whole impeachment thing. So if you only had 5 that said it was constitutional, how are you going to get 17 to vote in the affirmative to convict him? It doesn't make any sense. So the whole thing is dead. But getting back to that video, Jimmy Raskin played this video, which is full of deceptive editing. And let's go ahead and roll that. I won't play the entire thing right here because of time constraints. It's about 12 minutes long. If you want to see that, I'll link to it in the description box below. I'll play the first 3 minutes or so you can understand exactly what's going on there. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what was said in the video, what was shown in the video. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents, my deep, detailed analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We will stop the steal. Today I will lay out just some of the evidence proving that we won this election, and we won it by a landslide. This was not a close election. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Yeah. Let's take the Capitol. Take the Capitol. Take the Capitol.
We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction.
And you have to protect our Constitution. And you can't vote on fraud. And fraud breaks up everything, doesn't it? When you catch somebody in a fraud, you're allowed to go by very different rules. So I hope Mike has the courage to do what he has to do.
What are you talking about?
We fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. Now, before we go any further, I need to show you one piece of video that was not shown in that particular video that they should have shown if they're going to be honest.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
All right, so you saw that and you heard that. Now, that right there gives the prior video so much more context. I mean, that's a pretty key piece of evidence, don't you say? I mean, you got guys and girls that are out there able to edit video and put in the relevant information. Shouldn't they have put that part where he says, hey, go down there and peacefully, display and peacefully protest peacefully and patriotically? Shouldn't that be in the whole montage? Doesn't that change the feel of the entire thing? Or is it more important to have the salacious and the headlines and go destroy and all this and that? Okay. Forgetting the fact that the FBI have come out and said that they knew about potential attacks on the Capitol or potential Capitol storming days before it happened. So to even play his speech was irrelevant because there was a plan before he even spoke. So it didn't matter. And also, while he was speaking, before the speech was over with, you had guys that were going down there to engage in the storming. So while he was still talking, while the whole event was still going on, there was a separate event, which was the beginning of the Capitol storming. We know that there's guys from Antifa and Black Lives Matter. One guy from Antifa BLM been arrested already. I did a video about that. He got locked up and showed his face and everything. Okay. There have been several guys that have worked with the FBI. One guy had a security clearance since the 70s. Okay, but we're not talking about that part, how the FBI knew about it, how you got informers from the FBI, CIA, guys that work with the FBI, CIA, they got arrested. We're not speaking about that part. We're speaking about this edited, deceptive video that basically just parrots the mainstream media narrative. This is what I say about the mainstream media. They work hand in hand with the Democratic Party and with politicos and the establishment, if you will. All right. They put together this kind of stuff and craft narratives to feed to you and the general public. And then you get the guy Raskin. He goes out there, gives you the crocodile tears. No such tears for the kids that got killed during the Black Lives Matter riots in the summer, because we don't care about that, apparently, on the Democratic side of the aisle or in the establishment in D.C. We don't care about that. We're concerned with this whole thing in D.C. that's going on. All right. We're not concerned with the Constitution at all, although you had 45 senators that say this is not constitutional. Why? Because in the Constitution, and if I can find what I'm talking about, I'll place it on the screen before you, also in the description box below. It's talking about impeachment in the context of removal from office. The penalty for being convicted in an impeachment trial is removal from office. That's the chief penalty right there. On top of being removed from office, you could be barred from running from office again. That's what they want to get him on, so you can't run again in 2024. That's the objective of this whole thing. But in the Constitution, it says the penalty, the main one is being taken out of office. That's what it is right there. So the whole thing is not really, it seems kind of shady in general, even if Trump were to be guilty of whatever the charge is, which is inciting a riot. How can he be charged with inciting a riot when he said peacefully and patriotically protest? How can he be guilty when the FBI have already come out and said that there was plans to storm the Capitol days before? Why are they showing the speech from the day of the actual storming when there was a plan to storm it before the speech? It doesn't make any sense at all. And they're not showing any of the Democrats and what they have done. You know, I could give a whole presentation of videos that the Democrats have put out there, you know, from CNN talking about, oh, well, since when should the protest be peaceful and stuff like that. Kamala Harris retweeting the bail fund for people that had got locked up during the George Floyd riots in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Maxine Waters thing I did a video on a little while ago, when she was out there with a bullhorn talking about when you see them in a department store, surround them and gang up on them and tell them they're not welcome. Then she got on TV and said, no, I didn't say that. And it was crazy because the guy on MS-13 DNC, MSNBC, as you may know, surprised me because they're a leftist organization. He was like, hey, we just played the video right there. I mean, he's like, no, I didn't say it. It's not me. Well, it's me, but I didn't say that. And I didn't say the things that Trump said. It just lied to you straight in your face. And it's not really a big deal. They lie to you straight in your face. They give you deceptively edited video. They don't really care about telling the truth. They're all about the narrative. And the whole thing right now here is that they don't want Trump to run again. That's the whole point of the impeachment. The spirit of impeachment is lost. The whole point of impeachment, the spirit of the Constitution, is to remove someone from office. So if you have a sitting president and they've done something wrong, you impeach them and get them out of the way. That's the whole point. They keep talking about, oh, there's no January exception. I mean, it doesn't even make a difference, because the point is to take someone out of office. So let's say the impeachment happened on January the 1st. It ended in the week, January 7th, and then they get taken out of office before January 20th. Okay, that's fine. But Trump is not in office anymore. Biden won the election. So what are we even doing? This whole thing is stupid. As I close, I want to say this. The Democratic Party and some on the right, a handful of those on the right, are going to engage in this dog and pony show. It's going to be pretty grand. They're going to do these little walks, and there could be some commemorative pins like they did last time. Nancy Pelosi had some commemorative pins. Maybe they have those. I wouldn't mind buying some. I'll sell them to a crazy cat lady in the future for, hundreds on the dollar. Maybe they'll do something like that, but this will result in nothing. It'll be nothing. You got to have all the Democrats plus the 2 independents, Bernie Sanders and the other guy, I forget his name, from Vermont, if I'm not mistaken. You got to have all 50 of them come together plus 17 Republicans. It's not going to happen. This is no more, like I said, than a dog and pony show. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Is this trial really worth it? Does it make any sense? Should we even be doing this right now? And it's funny because the Democrats want to be past Trump. They want to be beyond Trump. They hate Trump so bad, but they're trying to get him to testify. They want his name to still be out there. So it's like, what are you even doing? What are you doing? Are you so afraid of Trump and what he brings to the table as far as patriotism, newfound voters, people being awake of what's happening? Are you so afraid of the establishment collapsing that you're going to go through this whole process to have a last-ditch effort to prevent him from voting again? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at with it. I think this whole thing is bogus. It's ridiculous. There's nothing there. If anything, there's more on the other side. There's more on the left side of the aisle that will point towards provocation of violence. We saw Black Lives Matter, Antifa. We saw them retweet GoFundMe type stuff for people that have been involved in these things. We've seen that over and over again. So let's not play this game about, oh, well, the right, they're violent, they're crazy, they're ridiculous. No, that's not what's going on. If you make that case, then the actual case that you're trying to present is best suited for you on the left. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.